What's up? What's up? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's Life in General with Sammy, where I record my life in general. Nothing too special. So right now I'm actually on my way home from work. So I will actually see you guys shortly because I think I have a little conversation I want to share with you all today. I know when I first became Muslim, I loved hearing like other people's stories, like when they converted to Islam, their conversion stories. So I just thought, I've been Muslim for 5 years, and I wrote it out before as a post on Facebook before, but I never actually, said my story actually with my words and things. So thought I would share that with you all today. Alright, so I'll see you guys later. What's up? I'm home. Oh my gosh, close and personal. I'm still cute. But what's up, y'all? I'm home. As you can see, I'm back where I was sitting yesterday in yesterday's video. I decided to just sit here because it's where I get pretty good lighting and I can like put my phone up because I don't have any stand for it to stand on. But yes, I'm back, and right now I thought, I'm gonna make this a part 1 because I feel like my story is just way too long. So let me just get right into it. Hold on, let me get my Carmex. Alright, I had to get some lotion too because during winter season, my skin be dry, my lips be dry, my hair be dry, everything be dry. I just be dry. So, and if you hear some speakers, like some surround sound, my dad be bumping his surround sound on his TV, like he can't hear nothing. Like, are you deaf, daddy? I know you get no, but he just love that, home theater type of feel. So does my mom. So they enjoy themselves. They just bought a 75-inch screen TV. I know I'd be putting a lot on it, but not really. But yeah, so here's my story. So this actually began since so I was Rastafarian before I was Muslim, right? Should I say it was before that? Because I stopped being Christian when I became Rastafarian. Now, that's a whole nother story. If y'all want to know about that story, then ask me why did I become Rastafarian from Christianity or whatever. So, anyways, so I was in college. I used to go to CAC, which is Central Arizona College. And at this time, was I married at that time? We were married, yeah, because my ex-husband, he used to have a reggae band, and it was for his school project, and it actually took off from there. So it stopped being the school project and started actually playing shows and things like that, and it got to the point where I eventually joined the band, and I became like the backup singer, and I also was the booking agent. I booked all the shows. We played like over 100 shows. I can't even count. We played so many shows, and booked all the shows. I was a promoting manager basically, where I just like took care of our promotional videos and things like that. Like, we still have videos to this day on YouTube. Like, seriously, I have yet to take it down. I don't know, I like the memories, so it's a good memory. But yeah, maybe one day I'll show you guys something. But so yeah, at this time though, he had this Muslim friend of his that was in one of his classes, and he would come over and he would smoke with us. And during that time when we were smoking, he would also, he'll talk to us about school and other stuff, but he would also talk to us about Islam. And we're just like, Like, what is this guy bringing? I ain't never heard, like, never in my life heard anything about Islam. The only time I ever heard anything about Islam was when the 9/11 attacks, started or whatever. And so, I mean, during that time when I heard of Islam, I'm like, well, I didn't even hear of Islam. I just heard Muslim. I'm like, these people, they are scary. Like, I remember I used to go to like airports and stuff and see Muslims, and I'm just like, I'm a little scared, because of what I seen on TV. So that was the perception of Islam that I had with the little knowledge that I had of Islam. And so yeah, he came, talking to us about Islam, and I'm just skeptical. I'm so skeptical because, before I was Rastafarian, I used to be Christian, and for this brother over here to come to me, talking to me about Jesus, talking to me about Noah and Lot, and just David, Joseph, Jonah, it's just like, what is this? Like, I've never heard of these same men other than in the Bible. Like, I've never heard of it in other sources. Like, I've heard of it from the Bible, and then of course I did some research of my own about like the Torah before, and so I knew it was pretty much like, they go hand in hand together, from the Old Testament and the New Testament. So I'm like, that's the only thing I heard in the Bible, about them. So what is this other religion, this new religion coming about, like the same men that I've been knowing of all of my life? And then he mentions about this Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and how great of a man he was, and talking about the oneness of God. And I'm just like, okay, bro, like, I hear you, but I've been tricked before, so ain't nobody finna come over here tricking me again. Like, that's just not gonna happen. My belief in Rastafarian was, in the Rastafarian belief, was, because you got different Rastafarians. You got some that believe, Haile Selassie was pretty much like Jesus reincarnated. And then you got some who believe he was just a simple prophet of God, just with the same message of there's one God, he has no image. That's what my basic knowledge of God was. I was like, I know he has no image. Like, I can see that from, the Torah, from the Bible itself. Like, it shows that he has no image. It's in there somewhere. It's all in there. He don't have an image. Simple as that. So I'm like, okay, sorry, my daddy really got it thumping right now. It's like, is there an army in here? Is there an army in here? Can y'all hear that? My daddy loved his speakers. But, so yeah, that was my basic knowledge, that there's only one guy, he has no image. So I'm just like, okay, I hear what he's saying, it sounds good. And I'm just like, I don't know about this though. And so it got to the point where he was telling me to like look up this guy named Ahmadiyya. And I'm looking at these videos, listening to what Ahmadiyya got to say. And I'm like, you know what? Because I learned from my lesson before, I learned from my mistake before, just listening to people, whatever they tell me. No, this time is not going to be like that. This time I'm going to do my own research. I'm going to listen to what he say, but I'm going to write down notes. I'm going to write down all the references that he told me to, refer to in the Bible and the Quran, and compare and contrast, and what does Jesus say compared to what does everybody else say that's not even in red letters and stuff like that. And I'm just like, just really focusing and paying attention and seeing how clear it was at the message that Jesus was saying. I was like, okay, well, this was something after, having the mindset that God is only one, he has no image. The teachings that Jesus taught was the same thing I already knew, that I was already knowing after I dropped Christianity. So I'm like, okay, so that makes sense. Of course that makes sense. And then, I had to look now and more into the Quran and what does the Quran say. And it's crazy because I will never forget, ever forget how I was trying to find something, y'all. I was trying to find something in that Quran from front to back. But you know what? I didn't even get to the whole entire Quran. I was reading through. I don't even know how far I got into the Quran, but I was just reading through and I was like trying to find something. I was like, ooh, I'm gonna show you, like, this ain't from God. I'm gonna see exactly, and every time I saw something, I read something, I was like, oh, see, God wouldn't do this, God wouldn't do that. And then if you keep on reading, it's like, dang, God is so merciful and gracious, and just amazing how pure the Quran is. But anyways, so I'm going through and I'm like, I got it. This ain't it. This is not it. And then as I kept on reading, it's like God was slapping me in my face, like legit. It was like he would just slap me, like, yeah, stupid. You think you can find something, but you can't. Stop looking. Like I was feeling like a fool as I read it. I was like, okay. It's like, okay, I'm feeling like a fool now, like really trying to find a mistake. That's what I was trying to find, because God challenges you in the Quran, like, to look for these mistakes, find the mistakes that any human being would make. It's easy for a human being to make mistakes, but God can never make mistakes. And I was really trying to find the mistakes. I was trying to find those contradictions, because I found many of them in the Bible, and I was striving hard to find those contradictions and mistakes in the Quran, but just slap left. Excuse me. It was a slap left and right. I was like, okay, all right. I can't find no mistakes in the Quran. I can't find none. But you know where I am gonna find some mistakes? I'm gonna find some mistakes in the Prophet Muhammad. I'm gonna find some mistakes in him. I'm going to find in any hadith where this man was not righteous, where he just was not fair, was not kind, was not truthful, was not a man of God, like some people say that they are, but they're not really. And I compared him with the prophets in the Bible. I compared him with like a normal human being. He was just the most kind, the most honest, the most fair, the most trustworthy. There was no mistakes. Like, there's no way I could find in this man to say that he was a liar. I couldn't. It just was no way for me to find or even think that he could possibly be a liar. And then not only that, I was also doing my research about, for instance, like the Prophet Noah. I was doing like my research about, the type of man that he was in the Bible compared to the type of man that he was in the Quran. And God shows you over and over and over and over and over again in the Quran how his prophets, his messengers were all great men, great examples of men to show you how to be in the world, so that you can have a pure heart, pure intentions, pure soul, so that one day, inshallah, you'll go to Jannah or paradise for those who don't understand. And it was like in the Bible, Noah was an alcoholic, so nobody even believed him when he was, mentioning about God, telling him what was going to happen, and no one believed him because they was like, you're a drunkard. To this day, if we see somebody who's like, oh, God is talking to me, and he's a drunkard, we're like, are you sure that's God talking to you? You drunk. Like, you sure ain't the devil? You sure it ain't just a bunch of whispering going on in your head? What are you sure about? Because you drunk. And I'm just like, yo, I know God would never send his men to bring a message for his people, but put them in that state of mind where, or not even just in that state of mind, but in that predicament where people possibly won't even listen to this guy. God wouldn't do that. So I was like, you know what? Yo, it's like over and over again how pure this Quran is, how pure it is telling us about the stories of the people before Muhammad and the prophets and how they were, and the way that they show you about how to keep faith and patience. And it's just so much guidance in it as well about like these people. They were living in a time where they didn't have the technology that we had here, during our time now, to look into the fetus of a womb and see exactly how it's created from the very moment that the blood is attached to the egg, the was it the sperm, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. From the whole process, from beginning to end, it explains that in the Quran. It tells about the process of how the planets orbit, and about how there's a barrier between the salty water and fresh water, and you know what I'm saying, like in the seas and the rivers, and talks about the mountains and how they're staked into the ground. They did not have the technology to be able to know all of that type of stuff. So I was like, how in the world, like if I was there with Muhammad, yo, like I would be like, how in the world are you knowing all this stuff? Like I was like, whoa, like I probably wouldn't, I don't know if I would have believed him or not. I probably would have maybe thought he was insane or something, but still, like if some people did think he was insane, they know he was telling the truth now. That's for sure, because we have the technology now to know that it was the truth. So it's like, but they didn't have that type of, we need to have that type of proof when it comes to technicals. What was it? They didn't have the technology to see the scientific things that we see today. So that was more so evidence for us, because we were like, whoa, this was brought forth over 1400 years ago. These people had no knowledge of that, so how can they prove what Muhammad is saying was right? That information was for us because we have it now. But anyways, so yeah, after I did all that research about everything I just explained to y'all, plus 10 times more, it's so much information. It's like, but you know what? With all that information, it just gives you 100% clarity and proof that what you know is true, because there's nonstop information coming and it's like all proven to be true. So yeah, so after that I was like, this seems to be true, like seriously. And I did not know what to do, because not saying I didn't know what to do, because I knew what to do. I was just a little scared too, because it was different, and like I said, I was scared of Muslims before that happened, and then after I was like, oh, they are nothing to be afraid of. I did go to the masjid. It was on December 25th, actually. December 25th of 2015. Yeah. December 25th, 2015. I took my shahada. I went to the masjid and that was the first time I went to the masjid. I saw, it was so packed in there. First of all, it was packed in there from wall to wall of people of all different types of races. There was like no black church, white church, Mexican church, African church. No, it was black, white, Mexican, Indian, Native American, from all different types of countries, American, Africa. Did I say all those already? They were all in there. All of them. And I was like, wow, the people are really diverse and really coming together just for one sake, just to worship God all together as one. And the women were just looking so beautiful from head to toe. They were looking like royalty. And I was like, oh my God, I want to look like that. I want to look like royalty. And from then on, I've been wearing my hijab, took my shahada. Obviously y'all see in some of my videos I don't really wear my hijab all the time anymore. And so that leads us to the next video, which will be a part 2 where I continue my story of what happened to well, I won't go into full details of what happened to me and my husband at the time, my ex-husband I should say, and then, you know, where my journey went after, you know, being Rastafarian, being in the reggae band, and taking my shahada, because a lot went on after that, and this video would be way too long if I shared it all. So give this a like, comment, share, and let's see, maybe we can get this to what, I won't shoot too high. How about what, 10-15 likes? I'll post number 2 ASAP. That's like tomorrow or the next day or the day after that, but it's gonna be within this week if we can get this to what, 15 likes. Y'all can do it. Y'all can do it. Y'all got this. Y'all want to hear my story? So share, like, comment, and I'll see y'all part 2. Hopefully, if y'all do your job. I really want to share it, so please, I really want to share it. Kinda. I got some stories, y'all. I got some stories. But alright, y'all. Assalamu alaikum. See y'all later. Bye.